Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to another episode of the Achievers Dialogue. So, in our previous episode, we were discussing the importance of technology in our education. And today we continue. We're going to look at some benefits and possible challenges, or let me see, minus in the use of technology.
Okay.
And so we'll go straight away and then ask how schools can inculcate, or they can allow students to have access to these tools that they will use in their classrooms.
Okay. So, Miss G,
Hello.
in this case, using technology, okay, it's something that aligns with the curriculum standard, and also teaching method. So, we as teachers or schools implementing the use of technological tools is going to serve as another source of what, getting or acquiring knowledge for the kids. Yeah. So, Samawan, please add up to it.
Okay, so to that point, I think that the main challenge here with having to get these educational tools for students to be able to use is mainly the financial aspect.
Sure.
So I think what schools can do is that they should reach out to non-governmental organizations, NGOs, that are willing to assist them financially into implementing these programs. So I think that's one main thing that they can do to ensure that majority of the kids have access to these tools. Because you go to some schools and then there's just maybe just one computer or just two, and you have kids like about 200, which won't suffice, or it wouldn't be able to. Not all of them would be able to have access to it. So I think that schools should reach out to NGOs, and also I also encourage the Ministry of Education and also other stakeholders in the educational sector to invest resources into the technological aspects of schools. That would be able to help them.
Okay, so in adding up to it, when it comes to, let's say, classroom activities, we have these inquiry-based learning strategies we use. So let's say, mention, let's say, the structured inquiry-based learning. We also have the open-minded. All these ones have to do with the teacher giving something out to the learner. So the learner will do a research and bring back a possible solution.
Yeah.
So if a child is not having enough knowledge, and or when IT or tech is not implemented in their school, they will be limited to get, or it's limited in getting adequate information as a whole. And that's a little I have to say about the implementation of ICT tools or tech.
So in this case, how do we measure? How do we find a balance from tech to other classroom, engagement? How do we find a balance? And how do we even measure if it's working, if it's effective or not? Is there a way we can measure?
And in a way, it's also one strategy you can use in the classroom.
Okay.
So as a teacher or a facilitator, when you implement that in the classroom, you should have other alternatives that will work out for you. So let's say majority of them may not have access to ICT tools at home. But then when they come to school, they will try their possible best. Since it's their first time, they will develop interest in it. So with that one alone, it's something that will help them.
Okay. Yes, and I'm also hearing rumors like students become addictive when it comes to using these tech tools and all that. Do you think it's addictive?
It's addictive.
Or it's something?
It's addictive. Yeah, it's addictive in a way that basically when you're using the tools, but the outcomes they are getting from the use, it's a majority of them go online to watch cartoons, not for learning's sake. Okay. So when they're using these tools and they're watching the cartoon, watching cartoon is fun.
Yeah.
So always I would like to use the gadget for it. But in a way also, those who usually used to learn, the kids who are grown enough, matured enough to use those tools, you will not see them using it often to watch cartoon, but rather trying to explore. Let's say those in SHS and other institutions. They will try to make good use of the tools they have. Not about maybe watching, betting, and all those stuff.
Did you want to add something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, I think talking about the addictive part of using these technological tools, even we as adults, not just the kids, even we as adults, with the availability of social media platforms like TikTok and all those kind of stuff, the whole thing is just brain chemistry. You are watching a video that is giving you feel good emotions in your brains. Yeah, you feel good watching those videos. That's why you take your phone, you literally don't know what to do, but you realize that you've already tapped on TikTok application to watch videos because it makes you feel good to waste time on those platforms. So with the kids, I think the main thing that would help with that is just guidance. I think I've made mention of this before.
Yeah.
So there should be guidance and control on it. Yeah.
The guidance and control of it in a way to, let's say, I'll talk about the parts where some parents, not all parents do that. Some parents unawarely give their phone to their kids and go to bed. They can be with this phone and they will not sleep. And you know, when kids don't get enough rest at night too, it affects them during the day.
Yes.
And they will not even wake up early. So with the sense that they say they are using the phone to watch cartoon, you end up watching things that are not needful. Where the parents are asleep, the monitoring level is very low. And that one alone is something parents should actually work on.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. I also think that on my phone, I don't know. I think it's available on most phones and most devices.
Okay.
So you can actually set a timer. So I can set a timer that in 1 hour time, the phone should power off.
Yeah.
So in a situation where maybe you a parent, you want to go to sleep, but then your child wants access to your phone, you can put on that timer. When that 1 hour is up, the phone will just shut off. So you can be sure that they won't overuse it into the night.
True.
So the screen timer you're talking about, is it pertaining to, let's say, the younger ones, or because some people, you set that timer, they'll on it and redo the settings again. This modern generation kids we have. So how best can that be? So I think the best thing is just give them the time limit. I say the adult ones, okay, give them the time. You use the phone when you're done with the homework, come and show it to me. So after that, you know that he or she is done with the phone. By setting the timer, after using it, they can reset another timer again.
Okay, so personally, what I do is I have Face ID on the phone.
Okay.
So if I unlock the phone and I give it to the child and set the timer, and that 1 hour time limit has reached and it powers off, when you power on the phone, it would either request for my Face ID or my password before you'd be able to unlock the phone. So if the kids are that stubborn, you can also put that in. So in the case where they power the phone off and then turn it back on to try to use it again, it would ask them for your Face ID, your thumbprint, or probably any password you put on it, which would basically discourage them, and then they would leave it alone.
They'll leave it there for sure. They'll leave it alone.
Okay, and then with the issue of also parents assisting their children with homeworks, yeah, I'm also told that some just go online and they just copy, paste, or they just go there and just pick everything they see there and then just transfer it into the assignments for their teachers. What do you think about it? Do you think it's something that should be encouraged, or how do we balance it? How do we manage that in terms of using these tech tools to do, let's say, homework and then other research works and all that?
Okay, so basically, I think that we should educate them on the use of these technological tools, because some of the kids don't understand the actual use of AI. Some kids, you give them a homework question, they input the question into ChatGPT or whatever AI they are using, and then whatever answer it generates for them, they copy everything word by word into the homework book. So I think we should educate them on how to use it effectively. When it generates the answers for you, read through it and then select the relevant points or what you're actually looking for, because AI would throw in chaff or unwanted stuff into the answers you are looking for. So I think that we should educate them on how to actually use it. I think that one is much more better.
Sure. So the education is what they need.
Sure. And mostly to, let's say, schools use the opportunity of, let's say, organizing a PTA to educate the parents more as another means of educating them.
Okay. So we also need to educate the parents to also educate their children for us.
Even to the extent that some of them have a system or a duration for training the parents on the use of ICT tools or the tech tools.
Okay. And then with the issue of students also using it for their own personal. Let's say you are in class doing something, they want to have their own time. And with the issue of being addicted, then I'm going back with the issue of being addicted, having to use it for what they want to use it instead of doing what they have to do in class. How can we manage that? Because some, like I said, they become addictive and all that, and they want to put it in their bags or want to hide it somewhere, be playing with it or doing whilst other things are going on. Yes, how can we manage that in the classroom in terms of using these tech tools?
I would say that me personally, some of the things that I do is the use of I study much more on how to use the technological tools. So, for example, I was teaching my kids how to type, but then there's a game on the computer that they liked playing.
Yeah.
So I realized that when I leave them alone, they quit the typing application and then go and then launch the game app.
Yeah.
So what I did was I found a way to lock the screen. So when you lock the screen on a particular application, you can't leave that. You'd have to be on that application and use it. You can't quit it and then go and use something else. So I think if it comes to the use of computers, that is one thing we can also do. So if you want your child to do one particular thing, and maybe if you leave them alone, they'll get distracted and go and do other stuff with. So we can also look at those things.
Thank you. Do you have anything to say?
Oh, okay. I didn't have to it. You see, if you are as a teacher, okay, there are supposed to be some rules you set for your class or for your student, and I think you being their teacher, they give you that maximum respect.
Yes.
So they will always adhere to whatever you want them to do. And for the fact that students bring mobile phones to school, I'm not sure it's common in many schools, except for some schools. They say the adult students, the adult ones. And with that one too, the parents have to play that role. They shouldn't just, when they are coming to school, they should check through their bags. Because some might, because they are using it at home and it's fun, they will bring it to school for their friends to also see that I'm playing this game at home, and that will be a distraction in the classroom.
Yeah.
So I advise that when kids are leaving their home, parents should check through their things very well. And also when they come to school, the teachers should also do the same. That's what I did to have to say about that.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I don't know if you have any few words for our viewers and listeners out there based on whatever we've discussed.
Also, the little I have to say is the role play of parents and teachers in using technological gadgets is very important. So in the sense that it helps in our modern environment in which we find ourselves. So we should all try and use or educate each other on the use of technology. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically I think that's what say CK here has said. So basically parents and teachers should guide their wards into using these technological tools effectively.
Okay, thank you so much. So, like as well said, technology is important in our education, but it all boils down to the fact that it needs to be, guided. And if we are unaware of how to use any of these things, we can also seek for help, and I believe we'll be fine. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you another time. Bye.